Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have the Great League Remix. Basically, you cannot use the top 20 meta picks. And we're just going to see what the meta is. Today we're going to be running the Chesnaught paired with the Toxapex and Dewgong. Great lead here. We get swapped out and then we counter swap into our Toxapex, which takes care of this Surf Fetched pretty easily. We do have to watch out for a potential Brave Bird down the line here. So we're just going to throw a move here just to get some damage out, and let's see if they end up shielding. They do end up shielding, which is interesting. Here, like I said, we got to watch out for a potential Brave Bird. So at this point, we don't know if they have a Brave Bird or not, and they did shield, so they went for the Leap Blade. And then they double shield here, so this is very interesting. I don't think this is Brave Bird Rain, or they have Brave Bird Energy, so that's why we didn't shield. And we predict that we could have tamed a Leaf Blade, so that's why we decided not to shield there. And we wanted to shield for our late game, so they ended up quitting here because I guess they had another thing weak to the Chesnaught in the back. So GG's to our opponent right there. And I would say the Chesnaught paired with the Toxapex, pretty decent core. Obviously, there's some things that you gotta watch out for, like all things. And that's what the Dewgong is for. Okay, this is a spicy pick here. A Great League Furret that's shiny. Guess they're trying to mesmerize us with the shiny. And another Great League shiny flex. This is the Illuminese. And I don't think we have to shield anything because it is a bug type where we resist all the bug typings. It ends up being the bug buzz. We resist that move. And I believe we got debuffed as well. But I think these fast moves, this is like struggle bug or something. It is not doing that much damage to us. So we're just going to let this second one go because, believe it or not, Toxapex is a sneaky, tanky Pokemon. So we do manage to maintain alignment, and it looks like they're going to come back in with their Furret. So far, even though this is a pretty spicy team that they have, it kind of makes sense. They have a normal typing protected by a bug type. They were just a little bit unfortunate that it ran into our Chesnaught and our Toxapex. And then here, they decided to shield. This is kind of an interesting shield, so we decided to shield back just in case it's something kind of crazy. And it ends up being the Hyper Beam, so good shield by us right there. Here, they end up having the regular Giraffe Rig. I'm surprised this is not a shiny one. And it looks like their entire team was a ABB team with anti-fighters in the back. So here, we're just going to tank all these because it looks like they're just going to go for these psychic things to try to debuff us as much as possible. Okay, we survived another one, and we're going to be able to get to another icy win right here to potentially take it out. Okay, never mind, they end up shielding, so they really want this Chesnaught to be debuffed. Even though Psychic Vein does a super effective damage, however, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So because of that, we are keeping that shield for this end game here, and we are able to get to that superpower. So GG's to our opponent. Very, very spicy team by them. And kudos to them getting that shiny Furret for Great League. All right, next game here. Let's see how we can do. Let us know what team you're going to be running for this Great League Remix. Is basically a new meta because they just took out the top 20 meta picks. So this is absolutely terrible move. It's kind of a core breaker between the Chesnaught and the Toxapex, because the Chesnaught is double weak to flying types. But we decided to do it anyways. We are met with the Wishcash Mud Boy. And this is just a hard counter. There's nothing I can do here. They don't ever really have to shield much, so they're going to be able to farm up a ton of energy. This is just one of those situations where it's just bad alignment. If I happen to have the Toxapex in the front, right? And then the Chesnaught in the back, it would have been a completely different story, but that's how it goes sometimes. Here, we're just going to tank the move because we're predicting that they probably have an ABB team Mudboy, and that's exactly what they have. Okay, and we're just going to put everything on the line with our Dewgong. We were hoping that Dewgong, with a slight energy advantage, can win this end game here. Here, we're predicting a Stone Edge. Okay, that's a good first shield. All right, and then we're going to try to throw. Ooh! We got CMP tied right there, so we're going to shield this one. Kind of unfortunate. We probably should have thrown the Icy Wind as soon as we had it, but they probably would have shielded anyways, because I mean they still have the opportunity to switch out and they can get to their Brave Bird. So I don't know if there was a way to wiggle out of that situation. It was just a little bit unfortunate bad alignment. We just had no chance to win back switch. We didn't have the right stuff in the back line right there. Here, we're just going to go for a unnecessary Icy Wind here. This Icy Wind would potentially take it out, but they have another shield, so they're just going to be able to farm down GG's to our opponent right there. And we'll just move on to the next one. Can't win them all. That one's just one of those unfortunate lineups. You might actually see that pairing, like a flyer with a Mudboy in the remix. We'll see what happens. All right, here we have a fantastic lead. Okay, they switch out to their double wool. So we're going to switch out into our Toxapex. This Toxapex, like I said, is pretty tanky, and it's going to be able to resist the double kicks coming in from this double. We're going to be able to soak at least 3 or 4 body slams, but we do have to be aware that double potentially knows payback as a secondary move or wild charge. So they could very well try to get this down low enough to where they're trying to wild charge us. But I think even wild charge from this health range, the double wouldn't be able to take it out. So they end up showing that they have payback, and even payback, we were able to survive that. So far, we just had hard counter for hard counter. Okay, so we're just going to go throw a Sludge Wave because we're going to be able to only throw one move anyways. We know it's resistant, but we just basically do as much damage as possible. Now we're going to flip into our Chesnaught. So this Chesnaught is facing a Jellicent with a ton of energy. We decided to shield the first one, correctly shielded the Shadow Ball. And then here, oh, they bring in a Lickitung. This is probably an XL1. So far, their team does make sense. Okay, so they end up shielding that one. Interesting. So this Lickitung is very tanky. It's going to be able to throw potentially Power Whips. Looks like they did. Okay, and then this Dewgong was able to survive that Power Whip, luckily. Now we're just going to throw Icy Winds. We want them to use a bunch of their energy, so we're throwing Icy Winds to force them to use Power Whip. The Power Whip at this range now would be the only thing that could take us out. If they go for the Body Slam here, it threatens a potential switch out, and that's exactly what's going to happen right now. A little bit of a little stall lag there. I'm not exactly sure what was happening right there. So I wasn't sure exactly how much energy this Chesnaught had, or this Jellicent has, so I ended up just shielding right there. We're going to go for this Frenzy Plant. This Frenzy Plant would be able to KO this Jellicent, so they decided to shield, okay. And it looks like they have thrown the move, so they probably have this Shadow Ball, okay. Lucky for us, we were able to survive it, and we're able to farm it down, perfect. And now we have energy for a superpower towards that remaining Lickitung. So GG's to our opponent right there. Whew. That ended up being quite the end game right there. We were able to clutch up with that Chesnaught at the end. All right, can we get this to a super good set? Now, I haven't been seeing any Carbings. If you didn't know, Carbing is a brand new Pokemon that you can get that's ranked 1 in all Great League right now, but it's almost like impossible to get the XLs. So luckily we haven't seen any. But anyways, interesting situation that just happened. We saw a Machamp and they automatically switched out. very interesting move there. The only time you would really do that if you have an ABB team. So unfortunate for us that they decided to switch out while we wanted to switch out as well. So we actually wanted this Toxapex paired up against their Machamp, obviously. But because they did that, at this point, we already knew kind of what they had in the bag. They had another anti-Machamp counter. Probably some kind of flyer or something that can pretty much counter the Machamp counters. Sorry for all the confusing wording there, but basically it's the ABB team is what we're predicting. And so that's why we decided to come in here with the Dewgong to try to get a head start, because the way that they played it, they traditionally probably should have stayed in against that Chesnaught because they have a favorable matchup. And looks like I was right. So yeah, this team unfortunately did get the switch out that they wanted. Unfortunately, I was going to switch out too. And so my only counter to the Machamp ended up being used against one of their backline Pokemon. So this is not looking good for us. This is just going to be GG's. So we're just going to go for the superpower here to debuff ourselves. And I mean, even at this point, even with the Dewgong with a ton of energy, it will be pretty tough to beat because that Shadow Machamp is still lurking back there. This Drifloon also has a ton of energy. And this is probably going to be a Mystical Fire. Yep, looks right. And then, yeah, we're just not going to have enough bulk to beat both of this and the Machamp. So GG's to our opponent right there. Interesting setup, little Machamp double ghost team. So while this is going down, let us know if you like this team. Check it out, try it out, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.